All right, hey people. So we are all trying to fix up our portfolio folders in Google Drive, and they may look something like this. You have your portfolio folder inside your graphic arts folder. Anyways, you have your final images in here, and one of the things that we need to do to your final images is rename them. So to rename them, right in Google Drive, you make sure it's selected in blue, and then these three little dots in the upper right. That's where you can get to the action rename. You can also hold down Control, or I think on a Chromebook it's Alt or Option, and click. So I can click that one I'm just holding down Control, and you can get to that same menu, and here's the rename option. So you're renaming your final image's first name, then your last name, and then whatever the project title was. So this is a perspective project. We put 1 point perspective. Okay, so that's how you rename files. That's the easy part. We should all be able to do that, no problem. The issue is that when you view these things, some of them are upright, like this one. That's great. But then other times we're taking a photo of something and it's rotated the wrong way when we import it to Google Drive. So we need to make sure that the file is rotated that way. The image is rotated so that when it's viewed, and that's the purpose of portfolios, to view these images, the viewer isn't cocking their head to the side trying to look at your drawing. So again, like here's another one. Any kind of perspective drawing, the horizon line needs to be horizontal and not vertical. This looks really silly. If you have perspective drawing, the horizon line really needs to be horizontal. So those are two images that we definitely need to rotate. We have them right in Google Drive. I'm going to do this like kind of the old school slow way, but it is a pretty good way, is just to use Pixlr. So I'm actually on my Mac, so I have to download it and then open it in Pixlr. So I'm going to quick control click and then download this thing, and then it downloads, goes in my download folder, and I'm going to go to Pixlr and open Pixlr. So Pixlr, whoops. And everybody knows that Pixlr X is for your little sister's summer camp, and Pixlr E is for people who can't afford Photoshop. So that's what we use, Pixlr E. So we click Pixlr E up here, and then it's open image, right? And then just go to your downloads folder, or you navigate your file folders to find that photo. Here we go. All right, so it pops open, you get it into Pixlr. This is great. All you have to do is rotate it. So it's up here, image rotation. And then you can rotate it counterclockwise, clockwise. For this one, I need to rotate it counterclockwise. So it gets rotated counterclockwise. And then, you can use this little navigator thing over here to kind of see the whole thing. And then you might realize that you have all this extra space around the outside of your drawing, and it's already in Pixlr, so you might as well crop it. So the crop tool is right over here. Hit the crop tool, and then you can like barely see these like white little handlebars, but you grab them and then you like squeeze them into your photo as far as you want. You can leave like a little bit of extra space, but I'm gonna cut mine just in. You don't want to crop off all of your work and your drawing. You want to be able to see the whole thing, but yeah, you want to make it consistent. Normally you would just like double click if you were in like a normal Photoshop or another program, but Pixlr's a little weird. You have to like put it where you want and then hit apply up here. I guess you can resize it too. So you hit apply and then it crops it. So that's your image. That's what you want. It's great. Then you save it, file, save, and then of course it's going to be a JPEG. If you need to rename it, now's a good time to rename it too. And then grid drawing. And yep, JPEGs are great. And download. Boom, and then it goes in my downloads folder, and I can now take it right out of my downloads folder and put it right back into my Google Drive. And when it's viewed in Google Drive, it's viewed upright, and the name is correct, like it's renamed. So this other one that I have, I guess I can delete by selecting it and then hitting this. Right, move to trash. I'm going to show you like another way to do it. So this one's obviously rotated wrong too. The horizon line should be horizontal, not vertical. So I've found. I'm not sure if this is going to work in a Chromebook or if it's going to work for you. But if you open it and then it says open with up here, so there's Pixlr editor. This doesn't work for me. It doesn't go into Pixlr editor. It comes up here. I'll show you. I don't know what happens. I use like whatever my account and I allow it and it doesn't work for whatever reason. I can't figure that out. But the one that does work is Photopea. So if you hit Photopea, now this actually looks a little bit more like Photoshop and acts a little bit more like Photoshop. So it'll take a second to load and boom, it's already in Photopea and I didn't have to download it or do anything. And it's the same thing. You go up to image and then image transform, is it? Or yeah, it's in image transform and then rotate 90 degrees. So rotate it that way. And if you don't like that, you can go image transform again, rotate it that way. Great. And then again, like you got this extra space. So, and you're already in a photo editing application. So you might as well crop it. So you hit the crop tool. And then for Photopea, I guess the crop tool acts a little bit differently. You just get those crosshairs and you drag out like a selection and it's not going to be great because you're going to get parts of the background still in there. But anyways, you drag out your selection, whatever you want your image to be of without the extra parts around the edge. And then just like a normal like Photoshop, you would just double click, and then it crops away the rest. Then you're welcome to go to File. And this is what's awesome about Photopea. You just save it right to Google Drive. Save to Google Drive, and then it saves that same file. It's just overriding that same file. I can go back to my Google Drive, and if you click on that file, it should be rotated. So wonderful. Now I have my 3 projects for marking period 1 in my portfolio folder, and they're all renamed. Now I can just, take a quick screenshot, upload that to Google Classroom to tell Mr. Onewald that you did your work. I hope that helps. There's a couple other ways of rotating photos and managing files. I can try to make another video about those in a minute.